Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever Rocky Mountain Open Takeoff Competition. We're here today at Lake County Airport in cool Leadville, Colorado, with a density altitude of almost 10,000 feet. Today's events are gearing up to be a good one.
Hey guys, so I know you're probably not expecting this. Probably expecting video from the event, obviously, which would have happened Sunday night. However, I'm instead going to take this time and this opportunity to discuss a couple things that I think need to be addressed. If you were at the event last Sunday night, you might know that things did not go as smoothly as what they could have, and I don't find it on. I guess I should introduce myself first. This is Lieutenant Hans of the event committee, also vice chair at Skylounge. As I said, I would just like to take this time to hit on a few points that I want us, as I dare say, a community to work on for future events, because as you all might have seen, we took it upon ourselves as the event committee to suspend further events, and I just feel like I owe all y'all's an explanation for this. As I said, if you were at the event, you would know that it did not go smoothly, or I would hope at least that you would see that it didn't run smoothly. The event committee had previously, on Wednesday of past week, put up an advertisement for the event, which was to be a simple high altitude takeoff competition at Lake County Airport in Leadville, Colorado. On Friday of that same week, 2 days prior to the event, we also put out a grading rubric on which we would base all of our judging off of. We had 3 judges. It was myself as well as HS Orion and that one fly guy. Thank you to both of those guys for doing the filming that would have gone into this video, which unfortunately will not. And thank you also for the judging, the timing, that helped us figure out the winners. Now I want to point out that the event information that we put out was thorough. It was timed well enough ahead that you could have read it and understood it. There were people who did read it and understand it, as was apparent with the 3 contestants who actually did the event and were subsequently the only ones who really got times. That would be TX Gaming, Thunderboo, and Eggman. Shout out to those 3 for actually completing the competition at all. So it wasn't a matter of the event not being well organized or the instructions not being clear. And I do think it is also partially my fault for taking it maybe slightly too seriously, but at the same time, it was announced previously, and I'm just going to reiterate, at this time, the event committee is still debating it after the last night's event, but the original intention was to have a point system off of all of our events, which would lead up to and accumulate to AirVenture in December, which we are still hoping to have at this time, which is going to be a week-long event filled with the AA AirVenture in December, as the name entails. You can go ahead, look in the pinned messages up top, and you should be able to find a link to the calendar where you can see that is rescheduled for, I believe, December 5th through the 12th. I could be wrong. But like I said, go to the pinned messages and find that. But the idea was to have these points accumulate over the course of the month of November, and we were going to kick that off with this event. And the final prize for the person who would have the most points that person would receive a $50 gift card to FS Pilot Shop. That would have been completely funded by a few key members of the event committee. After discussing it with everyone, we found that that would be a good incentive to those who would. It would be a good incentive for people to participate in the events and participate actively in accordance with the rules. But as of the event last night, we are still waiting to hold our meeting as to if we are going to distribute points based off last night's events or not. I just want to reiterate again that the 3 contestants who did actually do the event, the 3 who actually completed the event, there were multiple in the lineup who filed Otis. There were a few, 1 or 2, I believe, that did not actually show up to the event even though they filed Otis. And the few that did actually participate in the actual event, some of them simply could not get off the ground, which that could be attributed to a number of things, but that's not what we're here to discuss. What I do want to discuss, though, is if there's money on the line in the likes of what we were maybe still giving out, essentially, I would like to think that we could all be adults about it and treat it with a little bit more respect than what was done at the event last night. If all you had to do was play a video game and a slight competition, and then you could get $50. I would hope that you would treat it seriously. What we saw at the event last night was a lot of people coming on frequency who either had not read the event beforehand, they simply did not know there was an event, so they decided to just hop on and see what everyone was doing, which I requested multiple times that people not do. I requested people who were not in the event to move, and in the end we had to move people ourselves. And there are people in the event who, for lack of a better terms, for lack of being political, simply could not keep their mouths shut while people were performing. I think it was readily made apparent by the judge's request that when someone was on the runway doing the competition, that it should be sterile frequency, meaning that no extra jibber jabber or anything like that. We had people who wouldn't listen to instructions given by the judges when instructions like not to remain in the pattern after takeoff were made. People would simply fly around in circles and then try to land while someone else was taking off, and that really bogged down the competition, frankly. My original intentions for this video were to have a 2-man news team do, in fact, a live coverage of the event in sort of an ESPN style. That did not work out, and I tried to recover what we had, and after looking at the first just 10 minutes of footage, I instead opted for this route, just to reiterate a couple of things that went wrong in the event, just to confirm and or deny any of the allegations or anything people might be saying, and just to kind of collectively address the disrespect for the event committee members who put together this event, took the time, and were willing to put in the money for those who won. So what I would like to see in future events is a lot more respect on a part of the contestants. It's simple. If you guys respect us, we will respect you. And I would like to see a lot less chatter on frequency. I don't care if you're doing little bits here and there, but when you're full on just talking about taxiing from one end of the runway to the other because your airplane isn't working, I really could care less. We are trying to do a competition, so that's really not needed. I would also like to see at this time, since you have heard my opinions and state what I felt the event was last night, I want to hear from the rest of you guys on Skylounge. You know, as event committee members, we try to come up with events that cater to everyone. We try to think of everyone while planning the events. We try to make things fair. That's the exact reason why we had 3 judges this time. If any of you were in the old KMO or KMCO server, you would know that the landing competitions done there were just a single person judge. We felt that that was a little arbitrary, so we went with 3 judges, and all in all, that proved to be helpful when deciding and figuring out times for last night's event. So we try to make things fair. We try to cater to everyone, but it's apparent through the past 2 events, both of which have been at the very least subpar, that something we're doing is not working. So I would like to open it up now to all the rest of you in the server, in the community, to go through your own ideas about what a server event should look like, and I'll create a separate page underneath this one just for event ideas. And if you have an idea about how to make these changes, how to help us so we're being respected and we're respecting you guys during these events, a different way we could address these events if something wrong does happen, or if you're just thinking about something that we're not in general, any help is appreciated. So with that being said, I just want to thank again the 2 other judges from the event committee, HS Orion, that one Fly Guy, for filming and timing the event. And I would also like to thank Thunderboo, TX Gaming, and Ag Guy, or Ag Man, I believe. I'd like to thank those 3 guys for actually understanding the instructions and doing the event to its entirety. And I would like to congratulate those 3 also on being the winners of the event in their respective places. As I said, event committee will be meeting tomorrow or on Tuesday the 30th, whenever this video goes up. I would like to note that this video is only going up here on the Skylounge Discord. Again, original intentions was to make this video and put it up on the YouTube like I had with the previous events video, but because of the happenings of last night, that is not going to be possible now. the footage is unrecoverable. In that, I would have to do so much editing and so much cutting and so much work to make it entertaining and not just chaos that I'm not going to do that. I would do a lot for the server, but I'm not going to do that. So once again, sorry for having this go so deep. Please send us your ideas and your responses in the channel I will create below this. Hashtag event ideas and response. And y'all have yourself a good day. Don't die.